Hey guys, welcome to another What I Eat in a Day video. This is fall edition. So in the morning I just had some pumpkin spice tea after having my liter of water, and I got this from Trader Joe's and it warmed me up before I started my breakfast. So for breakfast I made a pumpkin pie smoothie bowl, and I'm going to show you guys what I used to make this delicious breakfast. So I used pumpkin spiced almond milk, which I found at Trader Joe's. And then I blended that with frozen bananas along with vanilla extract, maple syrup, pumpkin pie spice, and then I topped it with some pumpkin granola bark and pumpkin cookies, which are all vegan. So after that, I just put in the bananas into the blender, and they're frozen. I used, I don't know, maybe about 3 or 4. Probably would have used more, but I just didn't have any. So I just put those into my blender, and you can pretty much use whatever blender you want. This is kind of just the base to get the ice cream consistency, because you want it to be thick like a smoothie or like a thicker kind of frozen yogurty kind of thing. So then I used the pumpkin spice almond milk, and I just put as much as I thought I needed to blend it all together. And this stuff is so good. After that, I just added all the rest of the ingredients, so the vanilla extract, the maple syrup, the pumpkin pie spice, and that is all that I used to blend this. I'm sure you could probably get creative and add something else if you wanted to, but this is just what I had lying around the house. So after I put all of my ingredients into the blender, I just blended it all up. And I have a Ninja and it really doesn't work very well, so hopefully if you have a better smoothie or a better blender, it will not take you as long as it did. And I actually had to speed this up because it took me forever. But eventually I got it to the consistency that I wanted, and I love how it turned this beautiful orangey color just like pumpkin pie, which kind of came from the almond milk. So this is what it looked like afterwards, the perfect consistency, exactly how I wanted it to look. And then I just put it into a bowl of my choice. I guess you could put it into a jar if you wanted it to be more like a smoothie, but I wanted to decorate it and make it all pretty and eat it with a spoon, so I put it into a bowl, and then I just topped it with all of the toppings. So I used the granola bark, which is super good. It has like pumpkin seeds in it, and then the pumpkin cookies, and then the pumpkin pie spice. And most of the things that I use in this video are from Trader Joe's. I'm not sponsored, don't worry. But I'm sure if you don't have a Trader Joe's or like around in your area, you can probably find similar items that are vegan. I'm sure Silk Milk, or another vegan milk company, makes an almond milk that has pumpkin flavoring. And if not, I'm sure you could find a recipe online and get creative with it. But luckily for me, I have Trader Joe's by my side, and it hooks it up with the pumpkin vegan stuff. So great, literally everything pumpkin. So today's video is pretty much going to be lots of pumpkin-y type of fall things that you would typically eat in this season. So that is what it looked like when it was done, and it was so good. For lunch, I just decided to have some seasonal fruits. So I had some really, really delicious apples. I believe they are Honeycrisp apples, and they are my favorite. They're so juicy. And then I also had this pear. I love pears when they're super soft and ripe, and these are all in season, so I just sliced those up with the little apple slicer, and I ended up just having the 1 pear and the 2 apples. And after having that really big breakfast, and as you'll see, my very, very large dinner, it was pretty much enough to get me through the day until dinner time. And yeah, so I'm sure if you wanted to sprinkle some cinnamon over these, it would probably make it even better, but for me, I just decided to keep it like it is, just normal. I think I had enough cinnamon in the breakfast. For dinner, I decided to make a curry with sweet potato and butternut squash. So I found this coconut curry sauce at a grocery store near me, and it's super good and vegan. And I use these sweet potato cut things and butternut squash that are like already cut. And then I just used zucchini, broccoli, green onion, and cilantro. So I cooked some white rice in a rice cooker to go along with the curry. And then I also took the sweet potatoes and butternut squash. I added a couple teaspoons or tablespoons of water, and then I just covered them up and I put them in the microwave instead of boiling them, because Trader Joe's is awesome and has these cut vegetables that you can literally just microwave, so it made it very convenient. Then I just added the curry sauce into a heated saucepan, and I added all of the vegetables into it as well so they could cook. and I just tried to cover all of the vegetables with the sauce as best as I could. And I also ended up adding a little bit of water into the sauce to make it a little bit more runny because the sauce kind of starts to evaporate after a while. Then I added the sweet potato and butternut squash after I had microwaved them and they were cooked. And again, I just tried to cover everything with the sauce as best that I could so that it could just simmer. And then after I stirred it as well as I could, I just covered it and I let it simmer for about 10 to 20 minutes. Then when the rice was done, I put that onto a plate and put as much as I wanted to. I believe I made 1 or 2 cups of rice, and I didn't eat all of it, but I did have a lot because no calorie restriction here. Then I added the curry, vegetables, and they were so good, especially with the sweet potato and the butternut squash. It made it very fall-like, but also had that coconut curry taste, and it was just so good, like a really, really good warm meal. And honestly, this was so easy to make. If you can't find a curry sauce, like a vegan one, I'm sure you could just make it. But anyways, thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon.